that to happen. Look for perfection. And we're live. Welcome back to Money, Marriage, and Media. I'm your host, Mike. And this is the series, Is She Marriageable? Now, for those of you who, you know what, let's just go ahead and jump right in. For those of you who have never seen this before, basically what we do, the whole point of this show is to prove that there are marriageable women out there. And that's really going to depend on whether or not a woman is marriageable. It's going to depend on you as the guy as to what it is that you're looking for. You know, we have the 6 categories: fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, childless. Now, the average man is going to usually go for about 3 out of the 6. In some cases, there's a, he may be looking for a 4th category, depending on what it is. Let's see, we got Chris in the chat. What's going on, Chris? But yeah, that's generally, because I see, I'm glad, I thank you guys for watching. I see when you guys are checking in on the clips, but I see a lot of men who come in and say that, well, this woman's not marriageable, or I wouldn't marry her. That's not the point of the show, guys. The point is that what you're really saying is, I get what you're saying. They're not marriageable to you, but this is a show about men in general, right? So this is why I always say that you need to pick your 3 categories. The point is that, number one, I don't think a lot of men have narrowed down to what 3 categories they want for themselves. And if you haven't done that, then who are you to say whether or not a woman is marriageable? Because, again, if you haven't picked what you're looking for, then that means you don't really know what to look for in a wife. So I think this is a good example of what men should be looking for. But again, I can't tell you what that is specifically, and no one else can either, despite what all these other shows are trying to say and whatever, is that you have to make that decision for yourself. The only goal, my goal here, is to show that there are marriageable women here, and it's a good way for you to figure out, okay, put some thought in it to what you're looking for, besides something, that's superficial and short term. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and get the ball rolling here. And also, just as an update, channel membership is open, and you're about to see some exclusive content just for members. I got to get that stuff uploaded, but it's already coming. I promise you, we got it coming. There'll probably be some uploads for this weekend. So, but with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started here. And we already got, okay, there we go. And let's go. Oh, it helps if I take the mute off.
And the Wi-Fi went out, and then, I don't know, I tried to use some data. But look, if it don't work this time, child, that's just a wrap, and that's what it's going to be. Did I go live? That's a break,
Let's
please.
Get right into it, because...
Let me see something. So you can hear. Can you hear me? Okay, I can hear you on my other phones. Let me try this. It's going to be a delay, though, child. So you can you hear me? Okay, I can hear you on my other phones. Let me try this. It's going to be a delay, though, child. Try talk again, Lexi. Okay, I can hear you on my other phone.
Okay, how long does this go on? Because
it could have just been her. Let's see. So we can know for sure. Hello?
Hey, Kendra.
Oh, it was just her. It was you, Lexi. So get it together. What's your name, baby?
Darlene.
Darlene, where you calling from?
Houston, Texas.
Houston, how old are you?
33.
33. What you do for a living?
I do accounts payable.
Accounts payable. You have any children?
No children.
No kids. What's your zodiac sign?
Aries.
Aries. So we got Houston, Texas, 33. Darlene, accounts payable, no kids. And you're Aries. What kind of man you looking for, boo?
I'm looking for an independent man. He has to have the 3 basics: his own place, a reliable car, and a stable job. He has to be a gentleman,
Okay.
financially stable, emotionally available, has healed from like his childhood trauma, any past relationships, believes in God. Um, what else? Open minded, marriage minded, and a communicator.
And a communicator. Okay. What are your deal breakers?
Let's see. I wrote it down. A smoker, a heavy drinker, has a lot of kids, insecure. What else? Abusive, controlling, bad hygiene, cheaters, liars, and broke.
And broke. What's broke to you?
um, don't have no money in a bank account. Asking me for money type of thing. So
Okay, that explains the independent man thing because I thought that was kind of strange. Never heard a woman ask for that, but it makes sense though. So, so far, only thing I've heard her say is that she's looking for a functional adult. Really, she's just looking for an average man, which is kind of concerning though because there are a lot of us out there. I'm just an average guy too. For those of you don't know, but yeah, there are a lot of men out here who qualify for that. So if she's 33 and single, something else is going on here.
I don't have no job.
No job. Okay, fair. That's fair. That's fair. All right. Does he?
Yeah, Chris in the chat is asking, where are these women meeting these men? You know, again, that's why I said something else is going on here because who is she attracting? So, you know, that's right up there with who's vetting the men for her that she's had. Well, she may not have had all these negative experiences. She just may be living living life through some of her friends. We don't know that yet. That's why I said we need more information at this point because something's going on here. Because she's looking for an average guy. If over 50% of men don't have kids and they're single, then and most are in the middle class, something else is going on here.
You have to look a certain way.
No, not at all.
Does he have to be in Houston?
I prefer if he's in Houston or even Louisiana, because that's where I'm from.
Say again. Okay, that's where you're from.
Yeah, I'm from Louisiana.
Okay. Could he have kids?
I prefer if he doesn't have any kids.
Before he doesn't have any kids.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Is there a money requirement?
As long as he can take care of himself.
And Chris says Chris in the chat says she looks older than 33. Maybe it's the glasses. Yeah. Well, I think there's something else going on here. As far as because she does look a little bit. If she looks older than 33, it may be the glasses, but I suspect it's something else. But we're gonna wait for the Kendra Cam to confirm it.
At least about 60,000.
Okay. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Wait a minute. Did she just say 60,000? She's talking about income, right? Somebody confirmed. I could have swore I just heard her say 60,000 for income. Because if that's the case, we might have just figured out what it is. Because it just so had something told me to go ahead and look this up. But check this out, right? Average income in Houston, Texas for men, 34,000. Well, 35 if you want to round up. And for women, it's 25. So if that's the case, then and she's looking for a guy who's making 60, and she is in accounts payable, there's a good chance that she's a higher earner, meaning that she's making more than the average man. Yeah, for the man. Okay, so yeah, so she is asking for 60. That's why. then she's not date. She doesn't want to date the average man. She wants somebody who makes significantly more. Well, I mean, she may be able to balance that out within those, 6 categories. We already know that she doesn't have any kids, so let's get some more information and see what we got here.
How you pronounce Darlene, right?
Yeah, Darlene.
Darlene. Okay, gotcha.
Can you see me?
Okay, we see you, boo. All right. Okay. Darlene. So Darlene, Houston, Texas, 33, accounts payable, no kids. When was your last relationship?
4 years ago.
4 years ago. Okay.
4 years ago.
You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
It's been a long time. It's been a while.
Okay. What are 3 flaws you think you have to work on?
I'm an overthinker. I'm indecisive, and I can be impatient.
To be impatient. Okay. And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Because I'm loving, I can be supportive, I'm reliable, and what else? I think I wrote it down. I'm a good listener, and I'm loyal, and I'm not a attention seeker.
Not a seeker. Okay. So Darlene Houston, 33. What was your age range?
28 to 45.
28 to 45. All right. If she's in accounts payable, no kids. How can the guy reach out to you?
That's my Instagram, Miss MZ_DDD123.
And there you have it. All right, baby girl, keep me posted. I will go.
Okay. Wait a minute here, because I've been trying to search for her Instagram. I'm not getting anything. It's saying no results found. So I don't know about that. But this is a tough one because we didn't really there's not a lot to go on here. Kendra just flew through those questions and wasn't really asking her any follow-up questions. So I mean, the only thing well, I think we can label her as being presentable. She does look like she is dressed like a lady.
Can you see me?
Okay, we see you, boo.
Yeah. So she's presentable.
All right. Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead.
Darlene. So Darlene, Houston, Texas, 33, account.
I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt about being feminine. It's not, like I said, it's not a lot to go on. Friendly she seems to have a positive attitude, but here's the problem though. She hadn't had a relationship in 4 years. So I don't know about that one. I mean, and it may be because of it probably is because of the income thing. Initially, she didn't make a big deal about it, but if you're looking for a guy who's making $60K in a city where the average is 34, then most guys are not going to qualify for you. So, and we didn't get any questions about. We didn't get any information about her being submissive, or and she preferred a guy to have no kids. There's not enough information about her being cooperative. So I wish I had more to go on, because right now it doesn't look like Chris in the chat is making an interesting point and says, well, COVID maybe. That is a possibility. But then COVID is over now. So, people are back outside again. So there's no suitors that are checking for her, which makes me think again, how friendly is she? So yeah, I don't think she's marriageable right now because she's 33. She's gonna have to come up with some. She's gonna have to be some give in this. I suspect it's the income portion though, just because if we go back and look at the things she said in the beginning, she wants a guy who's independent, who can stand on his own 2 feet, who has his own car, his own house, and something else, which seems on the surface seems like it's doable, but when she throws in an income, it makes me think that it makes me think that there's a big the 60K I think is the major thing that's holding her back. And usually, again, I'm just leaning on my previous career, the experience I have with my previous career working in finance. Women who are higher earners tend to be broke. And what I mean by that is they're living paycheck to paycheck. This could be what's happening here. That's just why she's coming with this 60K number, even though the average income in her city is 35. Because her lifestyle, she can barely keep up with her lifestyle. I've seen that happen. That actually happens more often than you think it does, particularly with college educated women, because their degree gets them into a higher paying job, but that income, they're still broke because of the amount of debt that they racked up while getting their degree. So, we just have to. Yeah, I'm. I think that she could easily change that if. Yeah, she's just gonna have to be more cooperative. She needs to open up her dating pool. But as of right now, it stands. I don't think she's marriageable. So we'll have to move on to the next one. Yeah, Chris, I would love to see her IG too, but unfortunately, it's no results. So I don't know. Maybe she spelled it wrong, but she was pretty sure about it, or maybe she deleted it since. Yeah, I don't know, but we're gonna keep moving.
For people to reach out to you. Okay. Hello. We can't hear you. Turn your volume on, sweetie. Turn your volume on. Your phone is on mute.
Hi, Kendra.
Hey, baby girl. We got this blue here.
Oh my God, I gotta put my phone TV on mute. Hold on.
It's not on mute. I can hear you. Oh, your TV on mute.
I'm sorry.
Hi, what's your name?
Oh my God, I'm so excited. I made it. My name is Niche. Well, it's Tanisha, but Niche for short.
Tanisha, and where you calling us from?
Newark, New Jersey.
Norton, Jersey. Okay. You have any kids?
Yes, I do. I have a son. He's 23.
23. Okay. How old are you, Tanisha?
I'm 43.
43.
I just
Okay.
turned 43 in April.
You look younger.
I'm sorry?
I said you look younger.
I do?
I think you were 43.
Yes, I just turned 43 in April. Taurus. Like
Taurus
you.
Gang. Yes, Taurus gang. You ever been married, Tanisha?
Never.
Never. Taurus, what do you do for a living?
I'm a dispatcher.
Dispatcher. So this is Tanisha, Norton, New Jersey, 23-year-old son, and she's a dispatcher, 43. All right, boo. What kind of man you looking for?
Okay, I got a list. Hold on. Let me get my list now. Okay, so I'm looking for someone who is considerate, consistent, attentive, emotionally available, ready for a relationship, not insecure. I'm sorry, reliable, affectionate, loyal, and ready for love.
Ooh, ready for love. All right, what's your deal breakers?
Okay, so the deal breakers, small children.
She does look younger than that last caller, and I wouldn't peg her for 43 either. And I'm not sure. Well, you know what? Yeah, I think this. Let's just keep going.
Children. I can't do small children. I don't want to.
What's too young for you?
I'm sorry.
What's the oldest the child has to be?
13.
13. Okay. So nothing under 13.
Nothing under 13.
Okay.
I don't want to get attached because I've had that issue before. I've dated someone that had multiple children, and his youngest was 8, and she got very emotionally attached, and then we broke up, and then it was just like she was still contacting me afterwards, and
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't
that can be a bad
want no
situation.
relationship with her father anymore. So it was just like it's hard to detach yourself. So I still, spoke with her, and her father done moved on, got married, and everything, and I just don't want that. So,
I understand. Okay, so nothing under 13.
So also smokers. I am.
Is that everything? Is that cigarettes, weed, or just
Well,
cigarettes?
weed I can't deal with, but the cigarettes and the black and mild is disgusting. I used to smoke. I was a former smoker as cigarettes. I smoked for over 20 years, but I had quit in 2015. So what am I? 8 years not smoking, and I don't want to kiss them.
No, that makes sense. She spent that time breaking that habit. She's not looking to get back into it. Makes sense.
I can't kiss them.
That's a fair request.
It's disgusting.
So no smokers. What else, honey?
Inconsistency. I need you to be consistent. I don't like the inconsideration. I want you to be considerate. I don't like the insecurities because my last relationship, he was very inconsiderate and insecure and very jealous. So I don't want to deal with that.
Okay. All right. Does he have to look a certain way?
But Kendra, I know you be getting on people.
Say what you want.
Look, I am very attracted to the average, the tall chocolate man.
That's not average. That's not average. That's exceptional.
Yes, but no, I'm very open. I just don't. I'm about 5'4", so I just don't want them like my height. So I mean, he's taller than me.
Could he be 5'10"?
Oh yeah, 5'10" is great. 5'10" is great. I do like chocolate, but I've always been open to the light skin. It's just that they always sensitive. So I don't like sensitive men. So I need them to be leaders or very. I like a little aggressiveness. I don't like nobody sensitive.
Nobody sensitive. Okay. What about money? Does he got to make a certain amount of money?
He has to be able to take care of himself. So, honestly, no. He just has to be able to take care of himself. He has to be able to have his own. And that's basically it. He can be able to take care of himself and have his own, and then we can go out on dates. I treat, he treat,
Okay.
It's good for me.
Good for you. Okay. So, Tanisha, let's do the Kendra Cam.
Okay.
All right, we see you. Period. Are you in your pajamas?
Oh, am I in camera? Okay.
But get into the camera. There you go.
Okay, because I was like, I didn't know if I was in the camera.
No, you're in the camera.
I have on my pajamas because I just came home from work and just was unwinding.
Right. Okay. Tanisha, when was your last relationship?
It was 2021.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm going to ask when's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Don't answer.
About a month ago.
Okay. Is that guy an option?
That was my ex.
Your ex? Oh, when did y'all break up? A month ago?
No, that was the one in 2021.
That was the one for what?
2021.
Oh, so y'all still have sex every now and then? So you went from girlfriend to friend with benefits?
No. We actually didn't speak for Over a year, actually. We just started back speaking.
Were you guys in a committed relationship?
We were.
Translation: if you're going to take this woman serious, there's a possibility that you do have to worry about the ex. All right. Well, you know, her job as a dispatcher, and I agree with you. The dispatcher with raptor claws. Yeah, well, she's working in one of those professions where they're not as concerned about your outward appearance, because clearly she's got blue hair. I mean, most professional settings are not going to allow you to come to work like that. So you got the color. She's got the colorful nails, and they are claws. She's got the colorful claw, the multicolored claws, and the bright blue hair. Usually, when women are wearing items like that or accessories like that, is because they're using them to seek validation and attention from the opposite gender, and it's usually a cover up for something else that they tend to lack. In her case, there is the obvious one, but there may be something. There may be another reason, but let's keep going because there's something else that I want to bring up too, but it can wait till the end.
Why'd y'all break up?
We broke up because.
Ooh, good question.
So he accused me of cheating, but that wasn't even the case. So when we just started back speaking, maybe it was about 2 months ago. We just started back speaking.
So did you want to end the relationship, or did he want to end the relationship?
No, he gave me an excuse to end it.
So why'd you sleep with him?
Accused me of cheating.
So if he ended it, why you sleep with him a year and a half later without being his girlfriend?
Ooh.
Because I missed him.
This is why men go.
I missed him. And no, he came. We was at a mutual friend's party. So that's what happened.
This is why men don't. Let me tell y'all. This is heaven for him.
She's still hung
he
up
once
on her
had
ex.
to honor you with rules. Now there ain't no rules, and he can have sex with you, and you can't even say nothing. He could show up. He could go on a date or whatever. I mean, I don't know. You tell me this. Can you go on a date with him and his new girlfriend and not feel no type of way?
Absolutely not. No, that's not the case.
Then you
that's
play
not
yourself.
the case.
Then
that's
you
not
play
the case.
yourself. Let me say
but
this.
What I was trying to say.
You can only be friends. Let me tell you this. You can only be friends with your ex. If you could go out to dinner with him and his new girlfriend, then y'all could be friends. But if you know in your soul you cannot sit at no dinner table with him and his new girl, then you are giving him the best of both worlds. So now you're not even a girlfriend, but he can still have sex.
No, he doesn't have a new girlfriend.
He could get one at some point, but he can still sleep with other women.
She doesn't get it. And shout out to Kendra for actually holding her accountable for her behavior. Yeah, this is because she's still hung up on her ex. That's why he's able to. That's why they're reconnecting. But it's she doesn't consider him an option. It's because even though he ended it, so something else is going on here. I think she just might have tried to clean it up. I think what happened is that she was exhibiting 304 behavior, and the guy called her out on it, and he set the boundary and was like, "Nah, I'm good on that," and he backed and he ended it. But she didn't want it to end. So now, fast forward a couple years later, they see each other again, and she hoping to connect with him again, thinking that maybe, okay, well, if we have sex again, then maybe it's us getting back together, and it's not. So now she wants a new guy, but you're still going to have to compete with this guy who she's hung up on. Be interesting to know all the things that she's mentioned as far as what she's looking for, how much her ex matches up with those traits. But let's keep going.
Women. And he can't get a girlfriend. He can't get a girlfriend.
No, listen. Hear me out. What happened was we was at a mutual friend's party. That's what happened. We was at a mutual friend's party. That was the first time we spoke or whatever. And he's like pouring his heart out and telling me he gave an excuse to get out of the relationship because he just wasn't ready to settle down. That's what his thing was. He wasn't ready. Before me, he had just got out of something. So it was like he felt like I was putting the pressure on him to, be in a relationship with me or whatever, which we were in a relationship. And then we was talking about moving in together, and we was talking about marriage and all that other stuff. And then he was just trying to find his escape. So he made an excuse to get out of the relationship, which it became toxic because we got into big arguments. And I decided to leave the relationship because we're arguing too much. I don't want to keep arguing with you. And then a year and a half later, we see each other. He explained himself, and things happen.
Are y'all back in a relationship?
No.
Was you?
Exactly. They're not back in a relationship. Now, the way she broke that down, I wouldn't have guessed that from the start. My initial analysis of her situation was wrong. However, she just revealed some more information about herself, though, is that clearly I still think that she's attached to this guy, and which is why she was willing to have sex with him without commitment, because she thought it might open the door. But yeah, no. And yeah, she is appearing like the fun time girl. Again, it's the hair, it's the nails, it's the tattoos. Yeah. Let's keep going though, because
do you want to be in one?
No, not with him.
Okay, so being that you don't want to be in a relationship with him, then maybe this isn't that bad. But you did say you couldn't go out with him with another girl, so why would that bother you if you don't want to be in a relationship?
No, I didn't say that.
No, you said you wouldn't be comfortable, so you have feelings.
No, I don't want to go out with him with no other person. Like,
is she missing the point again?
Okay, well, how about this? Overall, you don't want to be with him in that way anymore.
No, because I don't trust it. So I don't want to put myself in that trauma again. That was the last person I was with before we broke up, and then when we broke up, I was in a drought.
I get it. I know. Listen.
So when you come back, when we just talking or whatever, that's what happened. So that was the situation.
Tanisha, I want you to understand this. I understand, but men understand this shit too. And men understand, and that's why men feel like, okay, she mad now, so y'all went a year or whatever, y'all wasn't talking, he ended the relationship, and he was able to come back to you a year later, pour out his heart, and still have sex with you. This is heaven. Men have it good. And men know that women feel like you. There's a drought. You've been lonely. You a good girl, so you just ain't out here with all men. And they know it. And this is why men do not feel like they got to rise to the occasion. There's not a requirement to.
Trust me, I understand. And
so what do you want? You want a relationship?
And I put myself in a vulnerable situation.
You want something new? Do you want a committed relationship, or that's not?
Yes, I definitely want a committed relationship.
Okay, she wants that. Okay. So, what are 3 flaws you think you have to work on?
Okay, so I am a procrastinator. I show up late. I procrastinate. I wait till the last minute for everything, and I definitely need to work on that. I'm impatient. So a lot of times I don't have patience, but I am working on that now. But that's a lot of things that I have to work on. And also, I'm stubborn because I'm a Taurus, and I'm very stubborn. And once I make up my mind, I'm not budging. And then I don't care how many times you apologize and all other stuff. I'm not gonna budge. So
the guy just apologized and got a chance to have sex with you.
No, I said a year and a half. Not that. It's not that.
What is it
did take a long time because he was apologizing way longer before.
Yeah, so it took a year and a half to get you. You think he hadn't been having sex for a year and a half? He was still having sex.
Well, I mean, Look, I said I was stubborn. It take me a long time to give in, but I did give in.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying to you is that year and a half when you wasn't sleeping with nobody, he still was. So he just keep you over here until you warm. So he warm you up. He gonna be
He
over
didn't
here
keep
with
me
the other.
over.
This woman has no knowledge of the male experience. And I was trying to hold off on talking about it, but when she just listed those 3 flaws, yeah, there is. I'm starting to get a clear picture of why this woman is single. Are we about to wrap this up? Because yeah, well, there's more. Okay, let's keep going then.
Nowhere.
He was able to come back to you a year and a half and have sex with you.
Because we met at a party. I had changed my number, everything.
It don't matter. He was still able to have sex with you a year and a half later.
Right.
Okay,
party, no
so
party.
that was a year and a half later.
Okay, well, if you feel like that makes
But
sense.
I mean, I felt like I was stubborn enough. I changed my whole number and everything.
Why are you still stuck with him?
I gave in because.
Oh my God, this woman is delusional. She doesn't get it.
Hello, look, why?
I'm here.
It can be
I'm
my
here.
phone. Yes, you gave in
Because I'm like, my Wi-Fi is Wi-Fi.
You gave in because of what, honey?
Because it was a long time and I didn't want to be with nobody else. So.
And he knows that.
Called.
That's FYI.
She's still caught up on
Yeah,
him.
I know.
Okay. All right. So why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Okay. I got a list. I am loving. I'm very silly. Absolutely a great cook. I love to cook. So that's one of my hobbies that I love to do besides working. That's something I do on the side. I cater. So I love to cook. I'm a nurturer because I am a mom. I'm very domesticated. I'm very understanding. I'm a great listener. I'm a great supporter. I've been in situations where I support anyone in anything. If this is what you want to do, that's what I'm supporting you. So those are my great attributes and what I could bring to the table. Also, I'm willing to be I want to be submissive to my husband, but I want to be married. I want to be in a committed relationship to be submissive. So that's another thing that,
you got to be submissive first.
Okay. And so you're ready. So you'll be submissive, but in marriage. You have, Tanisha, you have a son. You want more kids? Or are you done with that?
No,
okay.
That's done.
The guy can't have kids though, right?
Huh?
The guy can't have kids, right?
Yes, just not small children.
That's why we went over that. Do you want him to be in New Jersey?
Tri-state area. So that's New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, also Delaware and Pennsylvania.
Gotcha. All right, Tanisha Boo, how can the guy reach out to you, babe?
That is my IG _Miss G _.
_ Miss G.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at her Instagram. Because just not much here. I mean, that was pointless to have it on there, I guess. But maybe she just made this just for the show. So, man, now this is interesting because she's got 844 followers for 2 pictures. What is going on here? Because it's a bunch of dudes on here. Is that what it is? Because those numbers are out there. Again, 210 likes. It's like, wow, okay. Interesting. But that's her Instagram. Didn't really learn anything new there. I mean, there's no thirst traps, but there ain't much there anyway. So got 2 posts. And but yeah. So here's the thing. There is a couple of things going on here, right? We got to talk about this. The first thing we got to talk about this list of negative attributes, right? Because I already said she's coming off as the fun time girl. Yeah, again, hair, the nails, tattoos, sex with the ex-boyfriend. Yeah, so yeah. But procrastination, impatient, stubborn. All these traits link back to someone who is selfish. So when you have someone who is procrastinate, means that they consistently put things off. It means that, I think Chris, you might have said this, not considerate of other people's time. Yeah, there it is. Not considerate of other people's time, but at the same time being impatient, not willing to wait for things. Again, all this stuff is saying me, me, me. So I wrote down the fourth one. It says immature, because she doesn't talk like she's 43, and she does look younger than she actually is. So, but on to the positive things, right? Is she feminine? Yeah, she listed. I believe she's feminine, because she came on here. Her face is presentable, even though, and then, her hair is blue. She has her nails done. I'm not a fan of claws, but the fact that she is keeping up and she's maintaining her aesthetics, yeah. And then she also talking about loving to cook too, and doing catering and stuff like that. Yeah, feminine traits. Is she cooperative? I would say so. The first thing that I noticed about her was her level of cooperation, because again, she's talking about splitting, about she wants the guy to pay for the dates, but she's also willing to pay for them as well. But also, and then location wise, because she's in the Northeast, she's willing to go to the tri-state area. That again speaks to the level of cooperation. When she talked about the guy's income, she said he just has to take care of himself. For those of you that don't know, New Jersey is one of those states where cost of living is very high. So average income for men, $50K. Right? And this is as of 2020, probably from the U.S. Census, if I had to guess. But yeah, that's the average income. So, I mean, if I had to get, and she looks like she's living in possibly an apartment, so it's it is what it is. She did have, Chris, what you saying? She's got a bubbly personality. I wonder what her age range would be. Yeah, I don't think Kendra asked her that. If I had to guess, though, I'd probably say 35 to probably about 50, 55, somewhere in there. When you watch enough of these profiles, you kind of can start to guess what people are actually looking for once you get like enough information. It's funny how in the beginning, when she talked about what she was looking for, she was just saying a committed relationship. But in the end, it changed to, she would be submissive to her husband, meaning that she does want marriage. Unfortunately, most guys, they want you to be submissive while you're dating. And it's not gonna turn on just like a light switch, and all of a sudden, that just doesn't work. That means you're not submissive, and you're just putting on a front because the guy put a ring on your finger, which usually ends badly because eventually the real you is going to come out again. So, but we have cooperative, we have feminine. She has a son, right? But here's the thing, though, because I said this in a previous video, and it might not be up yet, but older women, and she's in her 40s, right? And she has a 23-year-old son. It's almost like if you got 6 points, right? It's almost like you get a half a point for your son or your child being an adult and they're out of the house. Because again, if the guy she marries, his resources aren't going towards that child anymore, because that child should be on their own. Now, if the child is still living at home, it still may not be a deal breaker, because again, they're on their way out at some point. At least they should be. Excuse me. But there's just too much to deal with here, man. I mean, it's a lot, because again, you got let me take that back. Is she marriageable? this may be a shocker, even though we covered the procrastination, impatient, stubborn, and immature. Believe it or not, I'm gonna say she is marriageable. And reason being is because if you can deal with her being cooperative, feminine, and the childless thing is, it's really a half a point. It could go either way. And the reason why I'm saying that is because she does have a bubbly personality, which can come off as also being, it goes to femininity, but it can also come up under as being friendly. So you've almost got like two scenarios here. For the vast majority of men, I would say that she's not marriageable to, just because you got to deal with those negative aspects. But you might not be the average man. I mean, you might be an average man. You're just not making 50K. You see where I'm going with this? There has to be, relationships are about balance. And another guy, you may be missing some of the key points that she said that she was looking for. So, it could go either way. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna leave that at. It's for the right guy for her would probably be somebody who is earning less than the average income, but he hits the mark on a lot of her other the other attributes that she's looking for, and he's gonna be willing to because he's a below average dude in income, but he's average everywhere else. He may be willing to deal with the fact that, she's all those negative aspects and, the fact that she's got a 23-year-old son. So we're going to leave it there. This one's at best is probably a maybe, though. But the thing you got to be careful about is she over her ex, though? I don't think she is, but you never know. All right. So we're going to keep going. Yeah, and Chris says it right. Make sure you're liking the video. And I'm starting to notice people have been popping in and out. Yeah, make sure you like the video. Let's see. We're at 5 likes and 4 people watching. Outstanding engagement. Let's keep it going.
All right, sweetheart. So the fella that is interested to rise to the occasion.
And yep, rise to the occasion is right. And we're going to move right on to the next one. Oh, this lady came back. Okay. Let's see here.
He went away. Let's see what we got here. Okay, let's try Lexi. Let's see if it works now. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Let's see. I hope so. I think I can hear you.
I hope so too.
Lexi, where you calling us from, honey?
I am calling from Northern Virginia, near DC.
Okay.
Yes.
How old are you?
I am 29 years old.
29? Yes. What do you do for a living?
She's 29? She looks like she might be older than that. Or maybe it's just her camera. It look like this is, I don't even know what quality of picture that is. But, man, she looks like she could be older than what she says. But, hey, that's what she says. That's what we're going to go by. But she did say her name is Lexi, was it? Yeah, it is. Lexi. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Man, she got to get a better camera, though. Because, oh, yeah, she definitely needs a better camera. I'm looking at her Instagram. It's like, yeah, she needs a better camera.
I run a private ambulance company in Washington, D.C. with my sister currently.
You run a private ambulance company?
That's interesting.
Okay. That's impressive. You have any kids?
No children. No.
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Libra. Best sign.
Lexi, and you said Northern DC, right?
Northern Virginia, DC.
Yeah. Oh, just DC. Oh, Northern Virginia or DC. Okay. Can I just say, okay, Northern Virginia. Lexi, Northern Virginia, 29, Libra. You run a nonprofit for ambulance?
A private ambulance company. So instead of those services that you go through 911 for, it's more like private, like go from home to hospital and then nursing facilities to hospital. So it's like scheduled appointments pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
And no children. No. Are you like a fitness pro? Let's say, because you look like you're in really great shape.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. What kind of man are you looking for, honey?
Ooh, girl. I want a manly man. I want somebody who can appreciate a good woman when they see one. And then I want somebody who is just honest about themselves, someone who's confident, someone who works hard, who is going to pay attention to the small details within me, so I just want a manly man.
Okay.
Okay.
What are your deal breakers?
Nothing specific, but okay.
I don't have too many right off the bat, but right off the bat, I'll say smoking. No smokers.
Okay.
And that's everything? That's cigarettes, weed, everything?
Oh, no, just cigarettes. Just cigarettes.
Okay. Cigarettes.
But then within the relationship, people who are dishonest, they're disrespectful, like that comes, after you start dating someone.
Okay. Okay. Does he have to look a certain way?
Well, because I keep up with my fitness, I would love for my future man to do the same and look the same. I'm only 5'4", but I would like someone who's like 5'9" and up. I won't go too high, but I like my men tall. So
okay. What about money? Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
I'll say he doesn't have to be a multimillionaire, no, but I want someone who's either on my level or above me so we can build together.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we can build together. So
What
this is
does that
Lexi, VA,
Yeah.
29 Libra, owns her own private ambulance company, no kids. Could he have kids?
Yes, he can have kids.
Do you
as
want
long
kids?
as the relationship with the mother of their children is, because 9 times out of 10, I'm almost 30. So all these guys that I've been meeting, they have children. So I can't say no to them if they're a good guy.
Okay. So you want kids yourself one day?
Yes, I do.
All right, let's do the cancer cam. This should be a good one. That's what you do for a living.
Okay. Let me see. I've been ready. My sister told me about your podcast and everything. I'm like, oh, I have to come over and.
You're in great shape. You look really good.
Thanks, girl. You too.
Thank you. So when was your last relationship, Lexi?
So crazy thing is, I have actually never been in a serious relationship.
Whoa.
But I've been dating here and there. My last situationship was.
Whoa. Yeah. So she has not required commitment up to this point. She's only been having sex with guys. No commitment. So at this point, is she looking for marriage? We don't know, but basically, she's the fun time girl. So, now that, you know what? That brings the income thing into question then, because you've been with these guys, but none of them have offered you commitment yet. So, and she wasn't very specific about the income of the guy. And I think it's because she's used to dealing with guys who are probably on the higher end of income. Because again, he doesn't have to be a multimillionaire or a millionaire. Well, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of room up under that. So exactly what are we talking about? Is she looking for 666? Because she already said he's got to be in shape. He doesn't have to be a millionaire, but I mean, And then the guys you're with, or she's been with so far, none of them have offered her commitment, and she's about to talk about a situationship. Is she looking for 666? Let's go.
It was about 5 months ago, on and off for a few years, but now I'm dating to get married.
Okay, so she is looking for
marriage.
marriage.
I'm not playing any games.
Translation, I'm tired of... I was about to say something. Ooh, man. I had to do it running. So, in the past tense, but she's tired of men using her for sex, and she wants commitment now. Well, yeah, this Instagram is well, we're gonna come back to that eventually. Let's keep going though.
Yeah, no. If you come correct, then
you're 29.
Yes.
Are you a virgin?
No.
So you,
I didn't mean to laugh. I'm sorry. No, I'm
well,
not.
the only reason I asked is because you said you've never been in a relationship, so you never require a relationship for sex.
Did she miss the part where she
You
said
know what? That's a
situationship?
great answer. A great question. I
No, she
should
hasn't.
have. And
Exactly.
that's a flaw of mine. I feel like I'm working on now, not giving myself too much to these guys, right off the bat. But maybe somebody can prove to me why I should be in a relationship. So.
Oh, so you enjoy just having sex without the relationship then too?
No, I'd rather not.
You just said maybe someone should prove to you.
Guys, this is the first picture on her Instagram. You, oh my God! Okay. All right, let's keep going because that's
You why you
right.
should be in a relationship.
Based off of like efforts goes. So right now I'm like dating, but I'm not like involving myself with people like that, if that makes sense. Like it probably doesn't make sense to you, does it?
No, I want to get it. So you're saying now you're dating men that you can marry?
No, so I'm in a phase literally right now, like these past couple months where I'm mentally wanting to date to marry. So anybody new, I want to not put my 100% efforts in them, no like sexual efforts into them until I can get the reciprocal.
Hey Chris, no, that's not Derek Jackson. That's Usher. She's talking. Hold on, let me bring this back because y'all, this is Usher. You're not married, are you? No, baby, just come here for me. That's what she told Usher, and she's never been in a relationship. She's okay. Let's keep going. This is oh boy, I'm telling you.
Efforts back to me.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But are you
It's kind
still
of confusing, but it's,
But are you still sleeping with them before they give you these efforts?
Ooh, great question.
You know what? I think it will all depend on the number of dates we go on, and like I'm huge on communication. If I
Ladies, but I know y'all get irritated when I say this, but I'm gonna keep embedded it into y'all heads.
She's not big on communication. That's a lie. Or unless she just didn't want she just didn't want commitment, which brings up another red flag because, well, not necessarily a red flag, but it's something to consider though. Because you have a woman who is not looking for commitment and is just looking for casual sex. Fun time girl written all over it. I mean, and she's attractive too. So let me stop before I go down the rabbit hole. Let me just press play.
As long as y'all continue to have sex with men without requiring a relationship, forget relationships. Find a way to get comfortable in situationships. Because so many women have come on my show and y'all all have a reason, you all have an excuse. But at the end of the day, the fact still remains. Y'all are not requiring committed relationships anymore. And now men know that. And you're beautiful. You're a whole bodybuilder. Like, you're in immaculate shape. And you are willing to participate in a sexual activity without a committed relationship. So literally, if I'm a man that's attractive, got some money, doing well in life, why would I settle down when I could sleep with plenty of women? That's true. What would make me settle down? Have you ever thought about that, women? Like, think of it from the guy's point of view. If every woman that comes to my show and they all have a reason, are willing to sleep with men without saying we are exclusive, why would a man make someone exclusive?
I'm not gonna lie, I've been on every like dating app you can think of. I don't know if like these guys have like too many options.
They absolutely have too many options.
And that's like, I don't know. They
have a lot of options
here.
I mean, but at the end of the day, the guy has to want to be in a relationship, right? So like that's rule number one. Like, he has to desire it. You can't make a man that doesn't want to be in a relationship be in a relationship. So don't waste your time on that guy. But the guys that want to be in a relationship, they do seek quality, but you
Yeah.
got to show up as that quality.
Right.
If you show up like every other girl,
and you come off as the fun time girl, marriage-minded men walk the other way. In their heads, they just label you as a 304 and keep moving. Or if they there is a chance that they're marriage-minded, but they're just going to continue to have sex with you in the meantime until they meet their future wife, and then it's, you know, they're moving on, and all of a sudden you can't figure out why it didn't work out. Look, I'm gonna say this is, if you want to be the fun time girl, got nothing against you, you go and do that, but understand the consequences that come with that later in life. And it seems to be happening a lot sooner than later. Men are just not going to take you serious. So the fun time does run out. I mean, there we go. But let's keep going though. Let's see. Chris says, does she have, yeah, her skin. At first I thought it was her webcam. It just wasn't, like the resolution was off, but no, you can see it in her Instagram. Like her skin is two-toned.
who says I'm this, that, but at the end of the day, your actions don't prove it, then you prove to this man again that it's a man's world. That's why I meant for like they got the upper hand right now.
That's true. You're not wrong.
I mean, I'm just saying, ladies. I'm just saying. What are 3 flaws you think you have to work on?
Just not giving myself up too easily with guys, and just, you know, I mean, I'm more mentally mature now than I was before, so just keep working on that on myself and getting off these dating apps. Mm-hmm. Because I'm a personable person. Like, I'm a people person. I talk to anybody. If I see a guy at the bar, I'm going to walk up to them. I have no problem. I have that much confidence in myself to ask them, hey, are you single? Can I get your number, your IG, whatever? So
don't believe that. Don't believe that. That's not true. If you don't meet her requirements, she's avoiding you altogether.
I have no problem in that department. It's just these guys out here, especially my age group. Oh my goodness. It's, unless I'm wrong, I don't know, Kendra.
No, I mean, there's really not a lot of reasons for a man to settle down with one woman right now.
Yeah,
unless he really, really wants to settle down with one woman, and that's usually a guy that. I mean, there are men like that, of course. They're looking for women to partner with life with. They want to have children. You know, there's certain things that they desire, so they need that partner for that desire. But you got to seek those type of men, you know. Yeah. I will say this. I'm obviously dropping a dating app, so I do believe in the app space. But I do believe your reality is your first pull. So I'm with you. I do believe
and I agree
that
with
you
her.
should date within your reality, the men you're seeing every day. The women you're seeing every day, that's the real life.
Yeah, I agree with her. You believe it or not, past a certain age point, there's a good chance that you already met your spouse. You just didn't recognize it. And for women in particular, and it's only because we as men we approach, but women in particular, a lot of times they miss the man who was supposed to be their husband because their standards were not realistic. And there was no one around to vet the guys for them. So a lot of times women end up, especially when they're in their early 20s, they end up looking for things or looking for qualities in guys that are good in the short term. This is why when women talk about being impatient, how you should take note of that. Because that means that there's a good chance that you're not vetting men for long-term things. So we're going to go ahead and she's, I don't even think we got through the 3 qualities, but we already know she's impatient. That's why she hasn't been in a relationship. She's not asking for commitment because, again, she's getting what she wants when she wants it, which is ironic because it sounds like, I got 2 daughters, 4 and 6. That sounds like something that they do. It's like, I want it now, and if I don't get it now, I'm going to throw a fit. So, we got impatient down there. I can't even remember what the other things were because honestly, there was just too much other stuff going on here that it's like, wow. But let's keep going.
dating pool. But and if you don't like that, then you gotta change your reality, and only you can figure that out. But I didn't ask you this question. You don't have to answer it. When was the last time you was intimate with someone?
It's been like a week and a half ago.
That
Who was he?
So
what I tell you guys, ladies, if you're watching this, there is no right answer to that question. All the answers are bad. Just decline it. Remember, a lady doesn't discuss such things in front of thousands of people. But, I mean, you know, she's the fun time girl, so there we go. Just had sex last week, and be interesting to see if she says this guy's an option. Because if he's not, then you just tacked on another body for no apparent reason, right?
So it's funny story. So I started talking to him from one of the dating apps maybe about 4.5 years ago. It was, it was going well. And then he just always canceled dates here and there. So I was like, whatever, I'm not going to deal with this person anymore. Then come last year, we hung out once. It just fizzled out. Then this year we started hanging out again. It's only been like the second time. And, like it went well, don't get me wrong, but I feel like he's becoming more comfortable. And
so she made it to the third date, and that was all it took. Third date in 2 years.
I guess he feels like he doesn't have to try anymore, but that's not going to keep me interested in you at all. Like I'm going to keep moving forward with more men, especially men who are.
You think he cares? You had sex with him.
Yes, exactly.
He don't care. Like everything you saying. Who cares? He got to hit it. So you could go on to another man. You told me he blew you off a year ago. He didn't get any better. He came back a year later, and he still got to have sex with.
How much y'all want to bet she's raised by a single mom? I'm having a hard time believing that you have a father in the picture and you're behaving like this. I want to meet the man who's vetting these guys for her. We need to have because it's just. Again, this speaks to if she's looking for marriage, because I don't think she said that. She talked about commitment. But if she's looking for marriage, if you're a marriage-minded man, you need to start asking. You have these situations with guys. Okay, who is vetting these guys for you? All right. If it's no one, that's fine. Okay, but it brings up another question, though, because if you've gone the majority of your adult life without following a man's leadership as far as vetting for guys, then how in the world are you going to follow my leadership in the marriage? How? So we have to, that's a tough question to ask, but you got to start asking it if you're looking to get married. Now, I'm not saying you need to ask that on the first date, but at some point that needs to be addressed. Because again, if the woman that you think is marriage potential, if she has no male figure, no male family member that she trusts to vet men for her, then how is she going to follow your leadership? Is it a deal breaker? No, because again, you got 6 qualities here. Relationships are about balance. She may be providing you with enough value that it's not important, but don't get me wrong. You definitely need to address the issue. Let's keep going.
So he won.
Yeah, you sound just like my sister right now.
I mean, I don't think women understand that. Like, okay, go see with somebody else. I already slept with you too, so you're not doing anything.
I'm just such a hopeless romantic, and like, I yearn for a committed relationship with somebody in the future so much that I feel like, okay.
But you gave all the reason. You told, I don't know, this is my first time meeting you, but you gave all of his flags. He was flaky years ago. He's still flaky. He's comfortable being flaky. We had 2 dates, and then I slept with him. And this is why men are not.
Yeah.
Literally, what you just said. That guy got to sleep with you, and I'm assuming he's attractive because you're attractive.
I mean,
So,
he's not my like normal type, but yeah, he's a Libra as well. So like that's we have more like in common with like our personality.
Oh God.
I just feel like
how do you know what he had? Did you have things in common in your personality? You've been on 2 dates. 2 dates. I guarantee this guy faked the whole thing, right? He just he's mirroring you. The energy that you're putting off, he's putting it right back. But then all of a sudden, you're having sex with the guy, and then you wonder, I don't know, it kind of just fizzled out. No, it didn't. You never knew this guy to begin with. Oh my God, man, this is why the vetting process is so important. Because again, if dad was in her life, there's no way these guys are gonna be coming around pulling this crap. Because there's just not. This is so easy to see through that and look, I don't fault the women here for not understanding how this stuff works with men. I want to know where her father is. And why is he not stepping in? Now, she mentioned being an entrepreneur, going into business with her sister. So we haven't addressed this because it hasn't come up here. But how much y'all want to bet she's strong and independent? It's like because again, this is the pictures. I mean, oh boy, this caption says it all. Usher, you're not married, are you? Me, no, baby. Just come here for me. Oh boy. And this goes on. Okay.
women mess the game up. That's just what it is, child. Because having sex is like rewarding a man for bad behavior.
Yeah.
Like no matter what he did, he still got rewarded for bad behavior. So you're teaching him. Words do not teach, actions teach.
Yeah.
Remember that, ladies. It don't matter what you say. Your actions are your true teacher. So if a guy could not show up, cancel, flake out on dates, go missing for a year and a half, come back around, talk to you, and in 2 days get to sleep with you, he won.
Girl, and that's what I need to work on, not allowing these guys to take advantage of me in that way. That way I can actually potentially get into a relationship that I want.
It's just probably not going to be the guy that you want to sleep with. I think these perks go for the men who like a lot of the women want, right?
Yeah.
They make the guys they really don't like. Here's a rule: treat every.
So Kendra is alluding to something that I was actually going to bring up in the summary, because well, let's keep going because
every guy like he's ugly. Treat every guy like you really don't like him, because women give different rules for fine men or men with money or whatever, men with big penises, whatever your thing is, over a man who you don't really desire. And if you started treating every man like you really don't care what he got or whatever it is, then you can see who could really be relationship potential. But y'all reward bad behavior too much when y'all have sex with these men. So
that's true. Well, thank you so much for that advice, girl.
And I mean, and you're beautiful. I mean, you're in shape. Like you have a lot, but a woman like you isn't holding up the standards high. What are we gonna do, child? But let's see, Lexi. I think you are sweet, and I think you're learning. Why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
I am like the jack of all trades of women. I don't require a lot, but I do require somebody to be a gentleman. So, you get what you
don't require a lot. 3 dates and that's in 2 years. 3 dates in 2 years. That's what you. God. Oh man, this is. Oh boy. Wow.
What you get with me? You're gonna have fun. You're gonna have a good time. Let's build a great foundation together.
And there you have it. Yeah. All right, boo. How can he reach out to you?
My IG is right there. So.
Lexi_B.
All right, let's take a look at her IG. Now, Let's see. Like I said, she's attractive, and her camera is low resolution because again, she is attractive. Now, I did notice in her profile that it says that she does dance, fitness, modeling, pole. Okay. VCU. Is that alum? Is that supposed to be alumni? I don't know. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Because these are it's a lot of thirst traps on here. But the thing you got to keep in mind is that what industry is she working in? I know she talked about, medical transportation, but again, she does. I think that's just something that happened recently, because most of these photos are professional. Like this here, that's a professional photographer, and it looks like she's at a fashion show. So it's hard to hold that type of these type of photographs against her, because this is what she does for a living. Now, does that limit her options for marriage? Yeah, it does. But okay, all right, I've seen enough. We got. Chris says a lot of these women live vicariously through these celebrities. So does the average man stand a chance? Well, I'm glad you said that, because let me make sure that
93.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, boo. Well, you keep me posted how it goes.
Thank
okay. So look, there's we focused on a lot of negative things during that whole time, so I don't need to spend that much time on this. But basically, she presents herself as the fun time girl, just immature, impatient, right? Here's the thing. Is she marriageable is the real question, right? She's fit, no question about that. She's feminine. She is presentable. Her Instagram tells you she's a model, so she is attractive, no question, right? She wore a dress, and she's childless. So, she's marriageable. Chris asked in the chat does the average guy stand a chance? Yeah, and this is how. So, as women who are 8s, 9s, and 10s, they usually stay single until their late 30s, right? And then this is, believe it or not, this is how the average man gets a chance, because they go through it. What this woman is talking about is really textbook at this point. But usually what happens is that they get tired of the guys who are not offering them commitment, who just want to have sex with them. This is how, this is, there is an old rumor that how marriage became popular was because it was created for the concept of marriage was created for the average man. I'm not saying that's true, because marriage is a concept that comes from the Bible, but there is another tale out there that says that marriage was created to give the average man a chance, because again, all the women are focused on, they want somebody with provisioning, right? But if you're the average man, then you're just getting by. So how can you level the playing field? Well, you offer that woman commitment for a lifetime. It's to say this holds true today, in the sense that, well, how can you win over a woman like this, right? Well, it's going to take a while. You're going to have to wait, and it usually happens later in life after they've hit the wall, because the guys that she's accustomed to being with, they're not interested in her anymore, or she just gets tired of them stringing her along with sex and using her for sex. So she wants more, but those guys aren't offering more. So that's when she starts to look elsewhere, lower her standards, or get realistic standards, because the difference between a marriage-minded woman and the fun time girl will continue to have fun, but it's not even the wall at this point. It's just they realize that the men that I want don't want me for commitment. And then they'll start to look around. Well, who does? More average men will do that. Now, depending on how long they take to get to that phase, that's going to determine the type of man that she qualifies for marriage with. The sooner she realizes it, the better, right? But unfortunately, this is the downside to being in the social media era: is your exploits have been well documented. So you've got that facing against you. I mean, she's on a national show here, or international show, because Kendra has audience outside the U.S. And yeah. So if you're looking for a woman who is fit, feminine, and childless, she says she's friendly. That's debatable, because again, I suspect that she is used to dealing with guys who are 6'6", and I think she ignores the vast majority of men. That may change, or it may not even be true, but that's the vibe I'm getting put across, because this woman knows she's attractive. Because again, her career is, she's modeling. She's runway model at that. So I think she knows at her level of attractiveness, and she is not giving average men a chance. That's the vibe that I'm getting. It may not be true, but she doesn't come off as being friendly to the majority of the male population. Is she cooperative? I don't think so. Just because of her, that's not what she's giving off as being cooperative. Again, I think she's dating a small percentage of guys who just using her for sex. Submissive, we didn't get to that. The fun time girl is usually not submissive, though. It's part of the attractiveness. You get that fire exchange because we both got, we're both butting heads, and it's a sexual turn on. But on this show, we're talking about marriageable. And ultimately, those things most men do not go for that kind of attitude long term. So again, she is marriageable because she's fit, feminine, and childless. So if those are the three things, and let me say this, because True Alpha made a statement about, she's for casual sex only. A lot of guys have that perspective, but here's the thing, though. You're an average man. If you're an average black man, and this needs to be addressed. If you're an average black man, and the majority of black women are overweight. So if you're an average man, guess what you qualify for? An overweight woman. That's just the rule. So if you're looking for a woman who is fit, the chances are there is going to be some baggage that comes with that. So again, that's why I say she's fit, feminine, and childless. And if you're looking for a woman who's in shape, who's already in shape, chances are you're going to have to give up something in order to, to achieve that, to balance that part of the equation, because fit women in our community, they're not as common. So that's just what it is. I mean, with her, she's promiscuous. If you can deal with that, I mean, yeah, I would say she is marriageable. But it's time to move on. We spent way too much time talking to this woman because, man, the delusion was real here. Do I think she's going to change after this conversation with Kendra? Probably not. But, I got nothing against that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Y'all, I'm getting tired. I know we had a lot of issues tonight with Wi-Fi. Let's see what this is. Hello?
Hi, Kendra.
Hi, sweetheart. What's your name? Is it Brittany?
Yes.
Brittany, where you calling me from, boo?
I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia. Brittany. What you do for a living?
I am a PSE for the post office.
Post office. Okay. You have any kids?
No kids.
No kids.
I was actually here before. I was back here in October. I was actually in Michigan at the time.
All right. So what's your update?
So after the show, most of the men out of the country contacted me, of course. I was talking to a gentleman, I think he was from Texas. He was one of the only guys that was like not out of the country. I don't know. Kind of crazy, bipolar.
Did
So
y'all
we
meet in person or y'all just talked?
just talked on the phone.
Okay.
So we were talking off and on. We actually just stopped talking maybe about a month ago.
Okay.
Cause like he's a liar. And he actually conned me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take that L. I don't want to really go
Conned
deep
you?
into it, but you do gotta.
How you get conned in a phone conversation with a guy who lives out of state? Is this one of them situations where we need to ask who vetted that man for you? Let's keep going because this should be interesting.
A scammer on your hands. So
Well, you gave him money?
yeah, so basically we was talking. So he was talking like, oh yeah, I'm ready for a relationship. I want a woman, this, that, and the third. Then I was telling him like I was trying to move, and he was like, how much your security deposit gonna be? And I'm just like, oh, I got that, I can handle that. So he was like, well, how much is it? So I was like, so I just threw out an amount. I was like, well, $1,500. So maybe a week later, he said he was in South Carolina or something like that. And he said that, what did he tell me? He was at an auction, I think, or something. So he was saying that he lost his wallet. And so he said all the notifications were coming to his phone. I guess somebody had used his cards or something. So he was like, he needed $64 for gas. And then he would send it, back. He was like, it's nothing to me. I'll send you that $1,500, this, that, and the third. I wasn't really tripping on the $1,500, but $64, whatever. Well, never got that back.
You sent him $1,500 too?
Huh?
You sent him $1,500?
Oh no, baby, no, $64 for gas.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
That wasn't. So what happened after that?
This woman is she's trying to make herself look like the victim. Because $1,500, that had nothing to do with anything. You could have started the story off with, well, yeah, he was in South Carolina, he lost his wallet, and he asked me for some gas money, so I sent it to him. What did that have to do with? Oh boy.
So after that, he just went blank. It just went blank for maybe 2 days. So then 2 days later, he called and he was like, he was in a hospital. He showed me a wrist bracelet. At that point, I didn't believe it. I was like, you just scammed me out of $64, but it's fine, whatever. I take that L. So he wanted me to send 30 more. Talking about the fit, I guess, because when you don't Cash App, they take money out when you do like a automatic deposit. So, but at that point, I just sent you $64. I'm not about to send you another $30. Like, no, I'm like, oh, I don't have it. So
I feel you. Okay, $64. At least $64. Someone said that was a test. Okay, good. I'm happy.
Yeah, it was a test, but here's the thing, though. This is what you sign up for when you're talking to a guy long distance. Because I'm not even sure if I consider that you getting scammed. Because if you got, let's say this dude is coming to see you, or like with long distance relationships, you're going to spend way more than that just maintaining a relationship. Like, you're going to try and go see each other, right? She says she's in Atlanta and he's in wherever. Even if he's in South Carolina, you're going to burn more than $60 worth of gas just going to see each other. So this is why long distance doesn't work when you're talking about long-term commitment. One of y'all need to, well, look, we ain't got there yet. This lady ain't told us nothing about herself except that, let's just keep going.
Happy you didn't go for the next round. I'm happy you passed the second test.
yeah, so I mean, the first time I should have known. I just thought like we had been talking since October last year. So I'm like, okay, it's $64. We've been talking. Cool, whatever. So, but I'm just like, I should have known, but I was in the midst of it. I was doing so many things at one time. So I just was like, okay, I'm gonna send it in good faith.
You've been talking to this guy for that long and y'all haven't met up face to face? Like she says, since October. How? So clearly he wasn't taking it serious, and neither were you. Well, why are you still talking to the guy then? Like, what does her options look like locally? That she is in, I'm going to call it a relationship, because what else would you call it? Y'all been talking for that long, right? What do her options look like locally that you're hung up on the guy who lives out of state and y'all haven't seen each other physically yet? And it's been months. So this says a lot about, or it doesn't say enough about what she's like as a person, because, or what she's like in person, because her last relationship is some guy who she's never met face to face, but they've been talking since. Okay, let's keep going.
Whatever, but that's a lesson learned. So
Lesson
it is
learned.
what it
Okay.
is.
All right. Lesson learned. Let's continue. So, Brittany, how old are you?
I'm 34. I'm sorry, 35. Just turned 35 in May.
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Taurus.
Taurus. What's your birthday?
May the 17th, 10 days after yours.
Okay. Do you have any kids? No kids, right?
No.
And you work at the post office?
Yes.
So, Brittany, Atlanta, Georgia, post office, no kids, 35, Taurus. What kind of man you looking for, baby?
So I got a list, because you got to make a list, because as soon as I seen your beautiful face on the screen, I forgot everything I was going to say. So we got to be consistent, easy on the eyes, wearing colognes is a must, got to be romantic, loves to travel, want to be monogamous, and he and his parents must be born and raised in the United States.
Your mama gotta be from America, your daddy gotta be from America, and your ass gotta be born in America. Ooh, child.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. What are your deal breakers other than that?
So deal breakers, can't have more than 2 kids, and if he does have kids, they have to be 13 or older. And I know a lot of men are into the truck driving industry. I know it's very lucrative. So if he does, that is his field, he has. I know it's kind of specific, but
Okay.
Wait,
Okay.
what?
Does he have to look a certain way?
Hold on, what did she say?
and if he does have kids, they have to be 13 or older. And I know a lot of men are into the truck driving industry. I know it's very lucrative.
Okay, that's not my internet. That's hers.
So if he does, that is his field, he has. I know it's kind of specific, but
Okay. Okay. Does he have to look a certain way?
no.
No.
No,
Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
No. But I can only go 50-50 on love. We got to go 60-40 on the bills, with him being 60 and me being 40.
So he does have to make a certain amount of money.
Okay.
Then.
I never heard it that way before. 50-50 on love, 60-40 on bills. Okay. Let's do the Kendrick and Brittany.
Believe it or not, we can actually calculate that and figure out how much money the guy needs to make, right? So what we need is, well, I'll let her go ahead and do the Kendrick Cam, and then I'll come back. Well, I'm gonna look up something real quick.
All right. So I just moved, so my place is not like tip top. Let me see. I don't know if you can see me or not. It's kind of dark in here.
Okay. We can see you, honey. All right, boo. Okay. Brittany. Brittany, when was your last relationship, baby?
My last relationship was 2 years ago.
Okay, you don't got to answer, but I'm going to ask. The last time you was intimate with someone?
It was actually 4 weeks ago, the 24th of June, with my ex, Sam.
Your ex? Why is he your ex?
Well, we were on 2 different pages. We wanted 2 separate things. And then some things have come to the light to me within a few days. So we weren't moving forward. We were just where we were at. Like, he wants me to change everything about myself, but he thinks the only thing he has to do is become more affectionate. And it's way beyond that.
So you want to be in a relationship with him, or you don't want to be one?
I don't.
Okay. So you're just having fun with physical with him.
Well, before.
Okay, real quick, I'm gonna show you guys how I got this number here because I figured out how much the guy needs to make, and yeah, okay. So what we did here is I found the average household income in the city of Atlanta, 118,000, right? Median income is 69,000, but remember what she said, 60-40 split, right? So all we do is take 118,000 and then we multiply it by 60%. She's looking for a guy making 70. And so she's looking for an above average earner. Well, the median household income sits at 69 per year. Wait a minute. Household income, the average median household income is 69. Yeah. Residents aged 25 to 44 earn 82,000. While those between 45 and 64 have a median wage of 73. So what's really going on here is because, again, she's 35, right? So depending on what age range she's looking for, she's looking for an above average earner. Yeah, because the average income in Atlanta is not 70. It's a little bit lower than that. Let's see. Yeah, see, average salary in Atlanta, Georgia is 58. So you're real close to 60, and you know, it can get and this depends on what source you're using. Some sources will say 50, some will say 55. So it's right in that age range. So she's looking for an above average earner. Now, the question then becomes is how is she going to balance that out? So far, well, let's keep going because
The 4 weeks ago, we hadn't talked since I left, which was October. Because when I left in October, we got into it. I blocked him, and I didn't talk to him until June 23rd. So
you blocked him for months so you could.
So yet another example of a woman who you have to worry about her ex coming around if you're going to be with her.
Sleep whatever you want to sleep with, and then just come back around to you months later.
No. I blocked him, and I was hoping he would kind of wise up because when Georgia was actually a plan for us. We were supposed to come. He was supposed to come to Georgia first, and then I was supposed to follow. But I guess I took Georgia as a sign because I was trying to be a PSC in Michigan, but it didn't go through. So I was like, well, let me take a shot in Georgia. So I got in down here. And then I was thinking maybe he would be like, okay, well, she's already there. She's already making progress. Let me get on my shit and get down there. Didn't happen that way. So
now you're just having sex with him just because you just want to have sex.
Well, it was just that one time. So that was like a closure thing. That was just like, is there something there? No. So
men don't care about that.
Okay.
We don't care about closure.
All right. So what are 3 flaws you think you have to work on?
So I'm an overthinker. And I hate to admit it, but I am tick for tat.
Petty.
And then I'm never on time for anything. So if something starts at 5 o'clock, you better tell me 4 o'clock so I can be there by 5:30.
Why can't you just be on time?
Time.
Because she's selfish. And what she's doing is always more important than what other people have going on. Overthinker and petty and always late.
John is just never on my side. Never. I don't know why. Like I can never, no matter how hard I try, I can never be on time.
Translation is that we may as well go ahead and always late is a procrastinator. That's what that is. And it covers it goes right up there with being what do you call it? No, I can't think about it. I can't even think about it, but it wouldn't surprise me if she was also impatient. Let's keep going.
I was like, oh, okay, I got this. I got this down. Like I can do this and I can do this, and just it never works.
Okay. And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Well, I can pump my own gas. I can check my own oil. But no, I'm real cool to hang around. I've learned to men like the same thing women do as far as like compliments, dates, affection, all
Okay.
that good thing. So
Okay.
whatever you make me happy, and I'm gonna make you happier.
Make you happier, make you happier. Okay. So this is Brittany, Atlanta, works at the post office, no kids. 35 is the tourist. What's the age range you want the guy to be?
32 to 40.
32 to 40. All right, Brittany, let's do it. How can the guy reach out to you?
So that is my Facebook down there, but my name is so common. So I did start an Instagram in your honor.
Aw.
So it is I_am_Brittany Lachey. That's BRITTNEYLASHAY. Again, that's I_am_Brittany Lachey.
Yeah, next time I want you to always have it written out because that's the easiest.
Oh, yeah, at the bottom. Yeah, okay.
And her Instagram is
All
set
right,
to
well, this is our
private.
second time, so I hope it works well for you this time, honey.
Yeah.
Okay. This is gonna be hard because we didn't get much. She's childless. She's cooperative. Um, is she friendly? I have no idea. I didn't get that from her personality though. It wasn't really. Well, you know what? No, I'm gonna say no because she's got the guy who lived out of state, and then the ex-boyfriend who was supposed to move to Atlanta with her, but there's no one in between that. No, she's not friendly. I have a hard time believing that. So, yeah, cooperative and childless. Something else has to give in there, and it's almost like. There's a lot of mental things going on here because she mentioned she's an overthinker and she's petty, which means that she's constantly thinking about ways to get back at you if you're doing something that she doesn't like. Yeah. No, I don't think she's marriageable. 35. That's going to be tough. Okay, well, we're gonna. I think this is it for tonight, though, right? Cause, whoa, this woman stayed on here. Hold on, maybe we missed something.
Yes. Hopefully you make me highlight.
So what?
I said, hopefully I'm a highlight.
You're gonna be a highlight, but they're gonna talk about your child.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really wasn't even gonna do the YouTube show because the YouTube comments is brutal, but I can't even see the comments, so maybe
the highlight goes everywhere.
Yeah.
I was gonna deep dive with you more, but I'm actually exhausted at this moment because I think women just don't understand the power of having sex with men when you are not getting what you want. And I know you said you want a year closure sex. You should have closed it. Like the way it should have worked is when he came back months later, you should already have a new boo. I know people want to call Lori Harvey a hoe. I don't agree with Lori Harvey being a hoe. I agree with Lori Harvey keeps it moving. Like, oh, we can't agree? Cool. I got another man who's on it. You're supposed to not be available a year later when your ex comes back around because that shows him that, oh, I had a chance. I lost my chance. She got somebody else. When you are available a year later, he now knows like, oh, shoot, I was able to be away for a year. She ain't got no other options. Let me slide back in. So
most guys don't think about it like that. Most guys just think, you know what? Let me hit her up, see what she's up to. Maybe it's a chance we can get something else going. It's not necessarily that, well, she ain't got no options. Because that's untrue. Most women have options. They're not the options that they want, or that they're used to or that they want to pursue, but they still have options. To think that that the woman just flat out has no options, that's not realistic.
Makes sense.
I mean, like, y'all gotta start thinking how men think. So no, you thinking you blocked. I heard this a couple times tonight. Well, I blocked him. I ain't talked to him for 9 months. All you did was give him a 9-month pass to do whatever the hell he wanted to do, and you can't say nothing because you blocked him. So even if you want to get upset, you can't get upset because you blocked him. But why did you block him? You let him come back 9 months later. Like, this is a win-win. These men are running game circles around these women, and y'all not getting it. Y'all not getting it. And I say this all the time. This is only if you want a relationship, because there are women who do not want relationships, and power to you women, because they out here playing the game with the guys too. But I feel sorry for my women who say they genuinely want relationships and they are not playing this game right. I'm actually going to write a book, but it's going to be years. It's be like 2 more years. But there's a book right now that I recommend. No. It's called Power to the Pussy. Okay? Power. I don't like saying the P-U-S-S-Y word, but every woman get this, an old book. Power of the P-U-S-S-Y. I forget the author. And she tells you the game and how men play this game and how y'all are not playing this game right. And now it's mayhem. This book was written years ago. Now we're living in an arena where we got social media, men hopping on planes, having conversation for a month and having sex. Like, it's madness. So power to the pussy. I want women to read that book to learn some of the things that you're doing wrong if your goal is a relationship.
Yeah. You know what? That actually makes sense. I didn't think of it that way.
I know a lot of women don't think of it that way. I wish, if y'all I got a lot of good guy friends. Like, guy friends.
I bet she does have a lot of guy friends. Oh man, there's so many things that are wrong with what the stuff she just says. I'm trying to let her finish it so we can come back and we can actually break down the things she's saying.
Brothers, cousins, and they put me onto game fast. I have been where you have been several times in my life, so this is not really judgment. I just am like, I want to share. I got to share because, you know, I love you though. I love you though. Get that book. Okay.
I love you too. No, thank you so much, Kendra.
Bye, baby.
No, don't share. What this woman needs to do is go back to the man who is the patriarch in her family and start asking him for help with vetting the guys, because clearly she makes bad choices when it comes to mate selection. That's what the vast majority of women need to do. You know, a lot of times I talk about the fact that the vetting process is broken in our community, and this is a prime example of that. You got these guys running around here, and you say you want commitment, but then where are the men who are willing to offer you that? Because a lot of what we saw tonight was women who are engaged in, in situationships or casual sex with men who are not looking for commitment. Where is the patriarch of your family, and why are you not using them to vet these guys for you? We got the tools available. We just don't want to use them for whatever reason. Actually, I know the reason. It's because we've been raised to be soldiers in the gender war. So we don't trust the men in our family, or the women for that matter either. The author of that book is a stay-at-home mom. Does that mean anything? I can't really say whether it is or whether it does or does not mean anything. I'm more concerned about the fact that, again, I think that here's the thing. Women can rely on a book to give them relationship advice all they want to, but that's not going to move the needle as far as building a family and ultimately building a community. So this is why I say we need to start using the tools that we have available to us. That's why I harp so much about the vetting process being broken and trusting your family members. Because again, the book, they may read that and they may get some insight, but it still doesn't solve the factor of you were raised to be a soldier in the gender war and not trust the opposite gender. So in a lot of ways, books like that, they'll give you a quick solution. but it's not the best solution, because ultimately we need more families. And that the book is not going to help create family structure. Yeah, it'll give you some insight to how guys think or how women think if it's another book that's written for guys. But ultimately, it doesn't help break down those walls of mistrust that have been built throughout your lifetime or throughout your childhood. See, that's the real issue there, is that we've got to do a better job of raising our kids to work in cooperation with one another, and a book is not going to address that. That's why I say, you should be going to the patriarch. Ladies, you should be addressing the patriarchy in your family to help you to build to rebuild that bond so that you can start trusting men again. Because I've had this. It was another video where a lady was talking about she's just not going to blindly follow a man, and my thing is that, okay, then that tells me that you don't have a relationship with your father, because your father would have been the first man that you follow blindly, right? So that relationship there is supposed to prepare you for the one that you're going to maintain with your husband. But if that relationship's not there, then we have a problem. So, I mean, that's why I say I can't, whether the author is a stay-at-home mom or not, that doesn't really, I mean, that book may be fantastic, but again, is it going to address the mistrust that we're raising our kids with? Probably not. So this is why the importance of, two-parent households become important. And this is also why the vetting process is important. And it's also why those two topics lead to the concept of marriage. In our community, we have a poor understanding of how the different varieties of marriages that can work. This is why we need more married people making content, so we get more examples of working relationships. Because ultimately, even if the stars align and all this other stuff, and we do raise the marriage rates, if we don't have more examples of working marriages, it won't matter. This is why the divorce rate is running rampant in our community. Even though we are the least married, we have one of the highest divorce rates. Why? Because we're so focused on maybe 3 different versions of marriage. We've got the blinders on that we can't see anything working outside of those examples, right? And if our relationship is not like these 3 examples, well, this is too hard. It shouldn't be this tough. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. That's usually when that stuff comes up. This is why I say we need more married people making content, so you get more examples. This is also why I feature married couples who have YouTube channels, and they don't talk about relationships. The whole point is that, hey, this is a married couple who's the one that comes to mind is sometimes I do I'll highlight reaction channels. That's why, so that you guys get examples of married couples who are actually having fun. Because believe it or not, that's something that we lack in our community. Because most married people are just off in their own little world, and they only tend to hang out with married people. So if you're single and you want to get married someday, it's kind of hard to find examples of it. But I digress. This has been another great show. Thanks to my moderator, Chris. Shout out to you, sir. And whether you agree with my assessment of these women being marriageable or not, that's totally up to you. Like I said, this is not specific to you as the single audience member. This is about men in general. That's why we use the 6 categories: fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, childless. It's up to you as a marriage-minded man to come up with the 3 categories that are most important to you. And then that's what the woman who has those categories, that's what you should be looking for. The whole point of this show is to show you that there are women out here who possess at least 3 categories, right? But outside of that, guys, remember, channel membership is open. We got some uploads coming exclusively for members only. Should be it probably starts tomorrow, but definitely there will be multiple videos up for this weekend. But Chris says, yes, sir. Great show. Your numbers are growing. Congratulations. I appreciate it, Chris. We are growing. Guys, continue to get the word out. And remember, like the video if you haven't, on your way out. Namaste goes to the next time. Peace.